Hello, crafty friends. This is Anya General with Ink, Paper, Scissors. Today, I'm sharing a brand new order that arrived from Altenew, and I'll be focusing on texture and mixed media dyes and how I like to incorporate them into my card making. As you can see, I picked up a few more ink colors for my collection. If you're interested in seeing swatches of these, let me know. I'm happy to share them. I actually have another order on the way, so I'll be swatching all my inks together once everything arrives. Most of the items I ordered today I'll be using in this video. I have a sweet friend and follower who is originally from Hawaii. She knows how much I love Plumerias, so I picked up this Plumeria set, which is very inexpensive. This one is called Exotic Plumerias, and the set includes the stencils, dies, and the stamp. Next, I picked up the burlap texture die and the piped waffle die. These are the kinds of dies I was referring to when I mentioned texture and mixed media dies. They're perfect for adding a unique layered look to a card without having to physically build up texture paste or mediums. And the last die set is the Narcissus flower die set, which is being released today. This set features the keyhole design that everybody loves. There are a lot of pieces in this set, but that keyhole system makes the assembly incredibly easy. I'll be sharing 2 cards with you today, and they come together super quick. These techniques are great for bulk card creation, and they give you just a touch of that mixed media feel without the mess. As always, I would so appreciate it if you give this video a thumbs up, and if you're not yet a subscriber, I would love to have you as part of my crafty community. I've also linked all the products below in the video description as well as on my visual supply list, which has even more items because YouTube has a character limit. And don't forget to check out my blog. There are photos of my cards there, so you can take your time and look through everything at your own pace. Now, without any further delay, let's get started on our first card. I'm starting with the Narcissus die set today. I'm die cutting all my floral pieces from Neenah Classic Crest Solar White 80-pound cardstock. I'm not die cutting the stems today, since I won't be using them for this card. Once all my pieces are die cut, I bring in my 9x12 Altenew sticky mat, which is one of my absolute favorite tools in my craft room. I love that the Altenew sticky mats are solid on one side and textured on the other. It really helps depending on whether I want it to grip my glass mat or not. I also use it all the time when I'm gluing down small pieces because it keeps everything from sliding around. I lay out my leaves on the sticky mat and start ink blending the color Parrot over them. Because Altenew inks smooth out beautifully as they dry, I don't worry about any inconsistencies at this stage. Then I bring in the color Olive and shade the base of the leaves to add dimension. I love how these leaves come together. Just 2 colors, and they look completely alive. Next, I lay out all my floral pieces on the sticky mat. Using a blending brush, I ink blend the color Arctic onto the petals. Then with a detail blending brush and the color Persian blue, I deepen the centers of the petals. This gives such a soft, realistic gradient. Moving on to the flower centers, I place those on the sticky mat and ink blend Lemon Fresh using my detail brush. Then I add just a touch of Mandarin Burst to the base to give the centers more depth. The tiniest pieces in the die set, which I won't end up using, also get ink blended with Mandarin Burst. Once I start assembling the flowers, you'll see what I mean. The flowers look great, even without those little pieces. Here's a small tip. For die sets with tiny pieces you don't want to glue, you can always color those areas with a marker or simply skip them. No one will ever know the difference. Now it's time to assemble the flowers. These come together quickly, thanks to the keyhole and triangle alignment marks Altenew includes. It completely removes the guesswork. These dies have become my go-to florals because the assembly is just so easy. With the flowers ready, it's time for the card panel. I take an A2 panel of Solar White cardstock and ink blend Water Hyacinth onto it. Then I bring in that Smoky Quartz glitter cardstock from Altenew that I showed a few weeks ago. You'll see how beautifully this die cuts, especially with intricate mixed media and texture dies. I cut a piece of the glitter cardstock and die cut the piped Waffle Die. If you don't own texture dies like this, look through your cover plates. Many of them can mimic this look. Just die cut the panel, trim off the section you like, and you've got your own version of a mixed media style texture piece. If you'd like to see a video where I show this technique, let me know. I cut the piped waffle piece in half and adhere it centered onto my ink-blended card panel. Then I start arranging my leaves in the lower left corner. Once I am happy with my leaves, I adhere them to the card. Then I start popping up my florals with foam adhesive for dimension. I try to arrange the florals so it fills the whole bottom left corner of the card. Once the leaves and florals are adhered, I trim the panel down to 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. Next, I decide to add a few more leaves to my floral arrangement. I simply trim my leaves to a smaller size so that I can easily tuck them behind the florals without having to worry about the foam adhesive being in my way. I position the leaves so that they look randomly scattered behind my floral arrangement. Next, I add Altenew foam adhesive behind my card panel to add dimension. This tape has become a favorite craft tool of mine because the backing peels off so easily and it's very affordable. Altenew puts it on sale often, so keep an eye out for a sale if you want to try it. For the sentiment, I stamp Miss You from the exotic Plumerias stamp set with Versa Fine Clair Nocturne ink. I stamp it in my MISTI so that I can double stamp if needed. I trim the sentiment into a sentiment strip using my Tim Holtz trimmer. Then I pop it up with foam adhesive for dimension, and this completes my first card. Let me know if you like this card in the comment section below. For my second card, I am using the exotic Plumerias stamp set. I have my mini Misty out, and I'm stamping the Plumeria image with Versa Fine Clair Nocturne ink onto a panel of Neenah Classic Crest Solar White 80-pound cardstock. Once that's stamped, I place the panel onto my Altenew 9x12 sticky mat so my stencils don't move on me while I am ink blending. Then I align the first stencil layer right over the image. For this card, I'm going for a very soft, delicate feel. I'm using my detail ink blending brush and the soft lilac ink. I am gently blending from the center of each petal outward, and then lightly blending from the outer edges of the petals back toward the middle. Keeping that touch very light helps leave plenty of white showing, which gives the flower that airy, softly colored look. I rotate the stencil to other petals and follow the same technique to give all the florals the same soft wash of color. Next, I come in with the ink color lavender fields and blend it right into the very center of the flowers to create a subtle depth. For the leaves, I'm starting with the color Parrot for the base layer, and then I'm adding Olive with the second stencil for the leaves to build that darker shading. You can always add more as you go, but adding it in light layers keeps everything smooth and natural. After the stenciling is complete, I die cut the Plumeria image using the coordinating die. Then I bring in the ink color Coral Red and lightly blend it onto my card panel to warm up the background. Then to add my texture, I die cut the linear Crossroads die from the same Smoky Quartz glitter cardstock I used earlier. I trim the die cut apart and place one portion above the flower and the other below it to frame the floral cluster. I adhere those textured pieces in place with art glitter glue. And while I'm finishing up this card, I actually have two exciting surprises to share with you. Altenew has graciously provided an $8 discount code for any orders over $79. The code is valid starting today, December 10th, and it will expire at midnight on December 17th. It's the perfect opportunity if you've had your eye on anything from the brand new release that Altenew just launched. I'll include the code in the video description, and I'll also display it on the screen here so you can easily jot it down while you're watching. Additionally, Altenew has agreed to sponsor a $20 gift card giveaway here on my channel. To enter, all you need to do is subscribe to my channel and to Altenew's channel, and then leave a comment down below in the video description. I will announce the winner right here under this video in 1 week. I'm wishing you good luck with your entry. Now back to my card. Then I add foam adhesive to the back of my Plumerias. After removing the backing, I like to add just a tiny bit of liquid glue on top of the foam. This gives me a few extra seconds of wiggle room so I can position the flowers exactly where I want them before everything sets permanently. For the sentiment, I stamp Love You from the Build a Garden, Climbing Clematis stamp and die set, and adhere it right onto the card panel. And that completes this card. And that's both cards for today. Let me know which card is your favorite and whether you'll give this technique a try. If you'd like to shop any of the supplies I used, I've linked everything below in the video description as well as in my visual supply list. Many of the links are affiliate links, which means I earn a small commission at no additional cost to you. Thank you so much for supporting my channel so I can continue bringing you free content like this. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Until next time, happy crafting.